Hello again and welcome to another video review for the SF810 running watch. I'm going to talk today mostly about the Runsense app and a few other bits and pieces that I've noticed on the watch. The front end has actually changed. I think Epson have actually finally realised that it didn't look very good and it was a bit, how can I say, basic looking. They've updated it, it looks like a proper app now, however the back end of it is still, it looks like a web page. It's not very user friendly when you're on your phone. You have to keep zooming in to do things. Yeah, so I don't really like the back end of it. I think the whole app needs to be redesigned as an app rather than as a web page made into an app. Being able to look at your data before it is uploaded is fine. It takes some time to change the title of the run, which can be a little bit awkward. Everything comes up as workout, whatever the number is, and when you're using a different app to track everything, those become a little bit annoying. Acronyms as well. Epson, come on. You've got acronyms on the watch, and the price you're aiming this at and the price I've seen it sold at could be an entry level for some of the guys that have got a little bit of extra cash. They may not know some of these acronyms. There's no documentation with the app, with the phone itself. So if you're going to use acronyms, you need to explain them and don't have people searching around the internet trying to find them. The amount of times it takes to upload files at the end of your workout is just ridiculous. The data files are not that big, but it can take up to 5 minutes to actually upload a simple workout. I went for a 10-mile workout, a 10-mile run, no problems whatsoever. Finished the run, the watch ran particularly well, quite well, and then I was waiting for a good 8, 9, 10 minutes for the data to upload to the Runsense app, so I could actually look at it easily. That's not acceptable. It's a tiny file. It doesn't need to take that long. The wait for the GPS to track the satellites is becoming annoying. I've spoken to some other guys that have got different watches, and it does vary, and I know it can take a while, but if my phone, which does all sorts of other things, can track satellites pretty damn quickly, then why can't a watch that is the only thing it needs to do? Even using the AGPS function on the app, that didn't seem to make any difference whatsoever. It may be a couple of seconds if that, but nothing that I've noticed that stands out using it rather than not using it. That does need sorting out. But like I said, speaking to some of the other guys, they've had similar problems on other watches. But I don't know. As a novice user of these watches, I'm a bit like that. It's too long. The average pace displayed on the watch tends to be different to some of the guys that I'm running with. I belong to a running club, and their average paces can vary between 15 to 20 seconds compared to what mine is. So it's very hard to figure out whether or not theirs is right or whether or not mine is right. I think I might go out with my phone and use the GPS on that and see whether or not the data matches, see how that goes. The other thing is, when I've actually uploaded the data to Runsense, it gives me my average pace. I also use Runkeeper because I was using that with my phone for a good few years, a good 2-3 years. So I changed the data, moved the data over onto that as well, as you're able to do with the Runsense app, which I think is a good function. But then my Runkeeper says that I've got I've ran a slightly different average pace. Surely the data should coincide, and you should get the same off of my watch and the Runsense app than you do on my Runkeeper app. They should marry up. No matter what, they should marry up. It's the same data, the same calculation should be made. I'm not sure how that is worked out, and I'm not sure why it's changed, but it does change. And like I said, it's different for the guys that are in my running club, and they've got Garmin's, TomToms, Pebbles, all sorts of other manufacturers, and the average pace seems to be different for all of us. Some of us are saying one thing, some of us are saying another, but mine seems to be about 15 to 20 seconds different, either plus or minus. It's never really the same. to some of the other guys. I'm running with a pacer at the Silverstone half marathon, so I'm going to keep an eye on this and see whether or not my average pace is matching up to what the pacer is actually doing, because at the end of the day it's their job and they should be getting us around at the pace that we want to run. So that will be interesting to see how that actually works. Apart from that, I'm still pretty happy with the watch. Like I said, I'm a brand new user, never used another watch before, so in my opinion the watch is running particularly well. Battery life is still pretty good. I haven't had any issues with it. I charge it on a regular basis, so I've not had it run out on me on a run. The 10 miler I did, that was an hour and a half, and I just used 1 bar on it. So on that side of it, I've not had the same issues as some of the other guys. The heart rate has dropped out on me a couple of times, but I sort of expect that because with my chest monitors and stuff, it sometimes drops out as well. So, and it's just on your wrist. It's a wrist one. It's not like secure to your chest or whatever and close to your heart. So I sort of give it a little bit of leniency on that. But if you're going to sell it with a heart rate monitor, make sure it works correctly and stays on all the times. I've not really had any major issues with it, but we'll see. Time will tell. We've still got another few of these to go, so we'll see. But apart from that, the watch has run pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. So I'll see you on the next review and see how we go. Cheers, bye now.